And we are live. Um,
All right.
yo, Curious Kovu cast in full effect. Today I have an old friend on here, a guy named Washington Tharp. Washington, go ahead and introduce yourself, big homie.
Washington Tharp, native of Tennessee, a little small town in Tennessee. Currently living in the Washington, D.C., Baltimore split.
Wait, hold on, bro. It's like why is it cutting out?
Uh-oh.
Like say a sentence or whatever, because you were cutting out for some reason.
Uh-oh. Hello? Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Let me try another way. Give me a minute.
Okay.
This might work better. Hold on. I may have to start over.
Yeah. Well, I can
All right,
edit. I'm going to
can you hear me?
edit it all out.
All right, can you hear me better?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, cool beans.
Okay, so I'm going to start the intro over again. Uh, yo, Curious Kovu cast in full effect. Today I have on an old friend, a guy named Washington. Washington, go ahead and introduce yourself, big homie.
Good evening, Washington Tharp. Basically from the Republican state of Tennessee, born and raised. Um, Now currently living in the Democratic state of Washington, D.C.
Okay. Now, for those I've had him on the stream before, but for those who don't know, how I met Washington is it's kind of funny, man. He was a victim of a twerk attack. He was in a gas station. I'll put the footage on here, but he was in a gas station and two women, presumably prostitutes, approached him and started grinding on his groin area. And Washington was backing away, like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And asking for help from the cashiers and people walking into the gas station, and they kind of laughed him off, which is kind of it's a double standard, no kinda about it. If it was two dudes groping a girl, then we know how people would react. But it was a disgusting situation, and some of the mainstream outlets that talked about it did it in a not so fair fashion. Basically, they kind of laughed and made light of it, and some of them didn't even bother to talk about the robber that was outside waiting to rob you, and that it was a plan cooked up by him of sending in two prostitutes to seduce anybody that looked like they may have money on them or whatnot. And so when I saw that, when I saw these mainstream articles and news clips of this, I was like, hey, let me hit this man up and just talk to him. Try to find out his story. And I think that was like what, a year and a half ago, Washington, 2 years.
Yeah, about a year and a half ago, a good year and a half ago, a little bit, almost 2 years, in the month of October.
Okay, okay. Now, how did you feel about the coverage of that twerk attack?
I feel like the first coverage didn't even explain any of the situation details. All it did was put me out there as a young black guy being hit on by some women and running away from it. They didn't explain to the fact that these women were allegedly prostitutes and that they were pimpsters standing outside making sure that the girls got the money. And if you didn't pay the girls, then you'll be robbed from the girls or you'll get attacked or hit too. Or if you find your way to the hotel with those girls, you may be get killed just for an ounce or $20 to be exact. It just portrayed you as a male who just ran away from the women.
Mm.
So then I had to literally go and find more reporters representation who would do follow-up stories in order to get my message across. Of course, each one span it in his or own way, but so I had to literally go on myself and tell it the right way.
Got you. Okay. Now, politically, tell everybody how you used to view the world.
Oh my, it's kind of ironic. All my life, I was raised to be a Democrat. I never
Hmm.
understood what that meant at all. All we did was just follow
Yeah.
the lead, follow our parents' lead. But having been raised in an all-white Southern redneck town in Tennessee, you kind of think that, no offense to white people, but
Hello.
white is right. You understand? That's what we're taught. White is right.
Yeah.
And basically all those things and those injustice or injustice that were happening to black people, we didn't feel that because we were not exposed to a vast number of that. We had very few black families in the neighborhood, and everybody act like everything was okay. Even though we had to beg for jobs and we would see black people working in sanitation or working on the streets, we didn't see many black people working in professions at that time, but we thought it was a norm. We didn't know that there were many successful black people out there all over the world. We didn't see that in small
Right, right,
towns.
right, right. But Washington, hold on one second.